This is episode number 13, and today I'm talking all about your comfort zone and your fear zone. Welcome along to the DressageRiderTraining.com podcast. I'm Nicola Smith, and in each episode I'll bring you an educational or inspiring message to help you unlock your true potential as a dressage athlete. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Many of us, including me, have established a comfort zone in our lives. We have a routine and a structure that we find easy to maintain. We coast along with the path of least resistance and we simply get by. This is extremely common and understandable attitude, and I can see why, and I know all too well why it's easy to stay within this comfort zone and know this feeling well myself. Sitting in one spot and doing the same as you've always done is easy. It's human tendency to do what is easy. Having habits each day that are easy, heading to a job that requires little effort is easy. Having a business that doesn't grow is easy. Eating whatever you want is easy. Riding the same way you've always ridden is easy. Spending 2 hours a day on Instagram, you should actually check your stats on your phone, you'll be shocked, is easy. Criticizing someone and pointing out what they're doing wrong is easy. This is all staying in your comfort zone. The comfort zone frame of mind is settling for who you are today, which in my experience usually also equals plenty of complaining, criticism of others, and dissatisfaction with the way your life is going right now. Now, while this may be okay for some people, those comfortable habits you're developing are slowly stopping you from reaching those goals that you've always wanted. Without some discomfort, risk, and progression to the next level, you're never going to get to where you really want to be. The truth is, if you're living in your comfort zone, beware. The danger of your comfort zone is that it doesn't hurt. It's easy, and it actually feels quite good while you're in it, and you often don't realize until you're so deep within it that you really actually don't enjoy it. The key is to embrace discomfort in order to gain more happiness, achieve your goals, and get to where you want in life. We've all worked hard to get to where we are today. You may have had to overcome some huge challenges and setbacks. However, at the same time, if where you are today was an easy path to get to, in most cases, you're probably really dissatisfied and you probably want more. When you get to this stage of dissatisfaction, you'll feel agitated, frustrated, and annoyed. It's often the place where you look to blame others, and it becomes easy to throw criticism around. All this, however, is just a clue in your mind that is telling you that it's time to change. You want to change. So rather than letting these emotions annoy you, use them to fuel you to get to the next level. I'm the biggest believer that everybody has unlimited potential. But unfortunately, most people don't know how to tap into it, simply because they're scared to take the next step or they're in an environment that doesn't cultivate change. You owe it to yourself to become what you've dreamt about, and the only way to make this happen is by embracing the discomfort. The reason people don't progress to the next step is fear of failure. The fear that they think they don't have what it takes and that they don't have the right skills or experience. And one of the most common excuses is that the results they want won't happen quick enough, or what they're doing simply won't work. Remember this: the last thing to grow on a fruit tree is the fruit. In fact, if you ever know bamboo stays underground for 9 years before a single sprout is grown. All the magic, the hard work, the cultivation is all happening 9 years under soil before you even see some of the sprouts of the tree. So the last thing to grow on the fruit tree is the fruit. The truth is, the fear zone is as dangerous as the comfort zone. It's what screws everything up. However, in most cases, the fear that you fear really comes true. In my experience, most people's fear are often criticism of others, low self-esteem, or simple laziness. The crazy thing is, once you muster up the courage to conquer those fears, you'll look back at all those excuses you told yourself and realize how common they all are and how everybody has them. But what separates those from achieving their goals and those that don't is those that are willing to be able to push through those fears, and how all they did was simply delay your path to success. Dreams and ambitions are supposed to scare you. If they don't, it's time to dream bigger. Sometimes you need to stop being scared and stop using the excuses that derail you. You just need to be brave to go for it. And if it doesn't work out, just remember that's life, and at least you know what not to do the next time around. The next zone after the fear zone is your learning zone. Now, I have an infographic on my website regarding this entire process, and it outlines each area. So I'm going to be talking through each of those, but if you'd like a real visual representation, you can see this on the website under the blog post /why living in your comfort zone. So the learning zone, once you get out of the fear zone, this is where the magic starts to happen and you start to head towards the learning zone. Often though, many people don't even make it to this point. A closed mindset can really inhibit your growth. Thinking that you know everything and there is nothing new to learn is one of the biggest ways you can stay in your comfort zone. However, with a growth mindset and moving to the next zone, you can really start to make progress. I find this zone really fun. The brain loves learning and it gets addicted to the progress. It's fascinating to really observe people around me who are just starting to get into the learning zone and seeing how quickly they can make changes and start achieving their goals. When they let go of the fear and they start to form new habits, their life starts to transform. This is incredibly empowering when you're doing this, and also to watch others achieving this as well. All of a sudden, they're beginning to see things clearly and starting to make better decisions that work for them and the path they are on. They are addicted to activating the creative part of their brain and learning to think again and problem solve. They approach obstacles with an open mind and they're okay with not knowing the answers. One of the great ways to get in this zone is simply start reading. Reading is a great way to allow fresh ideas to come in, which generates lots of fresh ideas outwards. A lot of your happiness is attributed to how much you're progressing in life. And progression comes from learning and trying new things. And part of that process is also failure and learning how to overcome that. So I really want to encourage you to try and get to this stage because you'll love it. It'll start to change your life and the path you're on. It makes life really exciting. You'll start to see a lot, if not all, of your old habits disappear if you stay in this zone. Your brain becomes addicted to this new path that you've embarked and you avoid going back to the old you. You're far more likely to reach your goals if you embrace the learning zone. The truth is though, we all have bad days and weeks. And for myself, if I ever find myself in a funk or I'm feeling frustrated or stuck in a problem or have anxiety and anxious or worry, or I start to worry about what others are thinking and let their thoughts cloud my judgment, I know this is because I've moved back into the fear zone. And I know that I need to move into the learning zone to move forward again. So to get out of this funk, I'll surround myself with tools to move forward. Books, audiobooks, podcasts, and the people I talk to and surround myself with will help me move forward again. Understanding that there can be a constant movement between the two zones is perfectly okay. However, the awareness of where you are at certain points will help you find the tools to move forward again. It's not a linear process because think of it more as guidance and using the tools to help you progress and work out where you are sitting at certain times of your life and at certain days of the weeks and at certain weeks of the year. When in the learning zone, things become brighter, you become smarter, happier, more articulate, and you attract better people and opportunities into your life. You'll become far more resilient and you'll start to smash your goals that you've been chasing towards. However, it's inevitable that kickbacks will always be thrown at you, but those obstacles will always be there. And if you've ever heard the saying, the obstacle is the way, knowing that they are destined to turn up to you, but the person you grow into by overcoming those obstacles is where the magic happens. So when you encounter these setbacks, you embrace them because you've anticipated them to happen, and you'll expect those obstacles and setbacks along the way. You'll learn not to react. Instead, you'll learn how to grow when it happens. So ask yourself, when was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time you felt your brain had a workout? The next zone from the learning zone is the growth zone. This zone is about achieving your goals, setting even bigger dreams and goals, and conquering your objectives. As I personally continue to adapt my goals and vision, I'm discovering a new purpose in both my writing, my business, and my general life as I'm entering into this zone. This is where you begin to do things that aren't money-orientated, ego-driven, and you start to look at life differently. You're no longer just thinking about you, you're thinking more about others and the impact you can have on them. Start to think about how you can help more people. You begin stepping outside of the box and seeing a bigger, brighter picture. Deep down, we all know exactly what we're capable of. It's in this zone, though, that you can begin to get glimpses of even more potential. It's alive and it's activated. You constantly begin living in a positive frame of mind because you know and believe that your external world is a direct result of what's going on in your internal world. I'll repeat that. Your external world is a direct result of what's going on in your internal world. You begin to understand that all the pain you went through in order to get to this stage is absolutely worth it, and there is nothing standing in your way of achieving more except yourself. You become so disciplined in the way you think and you live out your life that things begin to happen faster than before, and the magic of momentum begins to make your goals a reality even faster. The amazing thing is, though, we can spend so many years living in our comfort zone. Life can be average, we can blame others, be frustrated. But when you realize that if you want to achieve what you want in this life, that it's purely up to you, no one else, this is where you can start to make changes. Personally, when I realized this, I started to take small steps, started to spend 4 to 5 years living in the fear zone, constantly embracing that zone, starting on the path, and I didn't care how long it takes. I still don't. It's about embracing the path, knowing that this is the only way, and it is completely up to you to do the work and to work harder than anybody else in the room if you want to achieve your goals. It is completely up to you. You can get over the fear with persistence. It's like training a muscle, and learning that fear is inevitable and failure is always to be expected. The key then is to trust the correct path and to get to where you want to go. It doesn't matter how long, and that the fear was simply the brain doing whatever it can do to protect you from danger. But it's all part of the process, and overcoming your mindset is the process as well. It's not until you start to take small incremental risks that you can begin to enjoy fear, because it is a sign that you're growing, you're starting to stretch your comfort zone, and you're starting to get closer to those goals. Your mindset is improving. You're challenging that comfort zone. Starting to become addicted to learning and challenging yourself. You can't let your current situation determine your future destination. You need to become dedicated to moving through the steps. And one of the best things you can do is start to self-invest in yourself, in the growing of your knowledge and your mindset, and starting to achieve those goals and surrounding yourself with ways that you can do that. Because the honest truth, the difference between a successful person and a non-successful person is that they're not going to carry on doing the same old thing. They're just getting on with it because they know that it needs to be done. Success, no matter what your path, all begins with a willingness to change and embrace being uncomfortable. If you realize how powerful your thoughts are, you'd never think a negative thought again. You attract what you fear. You would also attract what you dream. So be very extremely careful of what you let into your mind. So no matter what your writing goals are, your life goals, your financial goals, your business goals, your relationship goals, start to think about what you surround yourself in order to achieve them. Write down those goals. Think about where you are right now and how you can start to expand your reality. Like I said, I believe that everybody has the capacity to reach an unlimited potential, but it's all about getting outside of that comfort zone and starting to take the small steps. If you haven't seen the infographic that goes with this, it's a great visual. And I know many people have already printed it out and they're putting in their tech room, their bedrooms, and their office, just because it's a great way to keep reminding yourself to keep chasing that zone and to keep challenging yourself. So do check it out on the website. But thank you for listening. I hope you found this really useful, and I hope it helps you achieve those goals, chase those dreams, and live a happy, positive life doing everything that you love. That's it for this episode. If you found it helpful, make sure you download my free guide at dressageridertraining.com. It will help you get started on your journey to becoming the best rider you can be. If you know others who might like the show, please do share this with them. My goal is to help others enjoy their riding even more by taking care of themselves as much as they do their horses. And finally, if you have time to give this podcast a review, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.